Georgia, Alabama. Sports Live will be your go-to for all your favorite high school and collegiate games this fall. From the Carver Tigers to the Columbus Blue Devils, the Harris County Tigers and Northside Patriots, the Glenwood Gators and Calvary Christian Knights, the Pacelli Vikings and Brookstone Cougars, to the Smith Station Panthers and Russell County Warriors, from CVCC, Pirates basketball and baseball, and every tournament from here to Macon. We are the #1 destination for anything happening in East Alabama and West Central Georgia. Be sure to like and follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and stay tuned for even more amazing ways we will be bringing Georgia, Alabama Sports Live to you this upcoming season. We can't wait to come see you next.
5 seconds.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Y'all know who I am. I'm general manager of the Columbus Lions, Nathan Flurry, here with Coach Damien Daniels. Just here to kind of talk to you guys real quick. We're coming off of a loss, from the Columbus, from when we played the Carolina Cobras. Very humbling loss. It happens. It's something that we haven't done in probably about 2 years. But it's okay. It was a humbling experience. It's something that we felt needed to happen. We're okay with it. No big deal. All we do is come back harder and stronger. We do have a couple of injury reports. I'm sure most people have seen the transaction list. Unfortunately, where I think is going to be out for the rest of the season. But we'll bounce back from that. I know, again, y'all have also seen the transaction list. We got a couple new players coming in too. We got some new quarterbacks coming in. We actually start practice again this week. So we're going to start busting it out and see what happens. Our next matchup is going to be next Friday. It's going to be versus Beaumont. It's supposed to be a really good game. Beaumont right now is at the top of our conference. So we think that's going to be a good challenge for us. We get the chance to actually see how well the guys can play and see if we can pull this one off. So real quick, anybody that's got any questions, we're going to go ahead and take some questions real quick.
Yes. First loss in 3 years to Carolina after beating them at the Civic Center. What were some of the takeaways playing the first game on the road in the NAL, and some of the things that just need to get cleaned up?
Well, I think again, it's humbling. It's one of those, our guys went in with a chip on their shoulder. And this is something that the guys are going to learn. Hey, you can lose. That the competition here is fierce. It's tough. It's hard. It's not the easy competition that we've seen in the past. But again, it's also a learning experience for these guys. It's going to make these guys and our guys work twice as hard and 4 times harder.
Nathan, logistically, how do you think the travel and stuff went to and from with all the guys and stuff?
Honestly, I think it went really well. A lot of the guys were, pretty happy with the travel. I think a lot of the guys were happy with what time we got there, how everything was set up. The Carolina Cobras, they've done a good job taking care of us as well, so we're very thankful for that.
Nathan, we've got an upcoming military night. I know that there's a lot of events happening that week with the Cleanstones, River Dragons in the playoffs. Logistically, what is going to be the parking situation at the Civic Center with all these events going on all at the same time?
So that's actually a discussion we're having at the Civic Center tomorrow to make sure we get all this stuff cleared up. There is a lot of confusion about this. If you're a Lions fan, please understand that you will not have to pay for parking. I know that's one thing that the Cleanstones have been talking about. You will have to pay for parking for them. With us, you do not have to pay for parking. Make sure to pay attention to our media outlets. We're going to make sure to have parking. We're going to make sure to have maps to where you're going to go to park, all that kind of stuff, all the logistical side of things. So just make sure you pay attention to Facebook, pay attention to our website, pay attention to Georgia Alabama Sports. I'll make sure to cover all this stuff for you as well.
Nathan, let's talk about military night. I know we'll get in more detail next week on Inside the Den, but that's usually the biggest night of the year, dude. And we got a ton of people that we expect to be in the arena. Talk about that night. How can people get tickets and stuff like that to prepare for it?
Man, look, military night, it's going to be huge. We expect to have a lot of people there. We're going to have a lot of our trainees there. It's an honor for us to be able to do something like this and be able to host a military night, especially having for Fort Benning, right up the road, man. It's an honor for us. We can't wait to have the people there. We can't wait to have all of our fans there. If you want to get tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com, look up the Civic Center. We're on there. You can go to the ColumbusLions.net website, check us out there. We've got suites that you can get, per game. If you want to get a suite, the suites are catered, free food, free drinks. If there's none on there, make sure to hit us up, shoot us an email. Our email is going to be on the website.
Well, Nathan, thank you so much. Coach, do you have anything you want to open up with, or are you ready to go ahead and go to the coach's show?
Sir, I'm good to go.
All right, we're going to take a break. It's Inside the Den. Thank you to Nathan Flurry. When we come back, I'll be sitting down with Coach Damien Daniels here on Inside the Den, Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
These are so much more comfortable than
Get ready to smile because it's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Take your pick of over 40 brand new Chevrolet Silverados, discounted up to $14,000 off while they last. New Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV featuring high-tech options, discounted up to $5,000 off. Enjoy no payments until summertime. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
It's Inside the Den Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's your voice for the Columbus Lions, Thrift, Barringer, and I am with the head coach, Coach Damien Daniels. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. No problem.
All right, Coach, we were talking a little bit off air about losing to Carolina, and I said this on my show because I kind of already knew your mindset, but this was being a wake-up call to your guys saying, hey, if we don't execute, we don't prepare like we should, we can be beat in this league. How have you used this to get your guys back on track?
Right. Well, exactly what you just said. You know, a lot of these guys on this team has been here, you know, the last 2 years, so they haven't lost in 3 years. You know, so you know, when you haven't lost in that long, sometimes you need a little wake up call to kind of, you know, get you going a little bit. So that definitely was the case here.
What is the biggest thing, turnovers? Is that what you really feel like, or what were some of the key takeaways from that game that you were like, all right, these 4 things, these 3 things, 2 things, whatever it may be, or what we need to focus on here?
Well, hats off to Carolina. Carolina had a good game plan coming into it based off of our strengths. So they did a good job of executing. You know, so I give them hats off on that.
Yeah.
So we did not adjust as fast as I thought we should have. And alongside of that, like you said, you turn the ball over 8 times. You know, 5 fumbles with 4 different players.
Jeez.
It's gonna be hard to win any game like that. So you know, if we can clean up the turnovers, I think we'll be fine.
Do you feel like now that after you get this kind of out of your system early in the year, this could make for maybe even a better team than keep winning or keep getting by the skin of your teeth? You get that loss out the way. Now you're motivated. Your guys are hungrier than ever. You think this could be good for the guys?
Right. Well, that's the plan. You know, that's the plan, to take this loss and really learn from it, really do the things that we need to do to get better as a team, and use this as a motivational tool so we can hit the ground running, you know, through the rest of the season.
All right, Coach. We talked about there's some transactions. We got a QB battle opening up.
Right.
But talk about now with this being the first time. You've had meetings, but this being the first practice, what are some things like you're going to be trying to focus on here the next week and a half before next Friday?
Well, this week, what we're really going to clean up is just working on us.
Yeah.
Just really cleaning up, you know, the offense, trying to be more efficient. Like you said, we got a few quarterbacks in, so you know we'll let those guys fight it out and see who wins the battle.
Love it.
And go from there. And then on defense, we have to control some things up front and kind of, you know, condense our lanes a little bit, and I think we'll be good to go.
I know you have some injuries and stuff, Coach, so now you're going to be asking other guys to step up. Do you feel like you've made the necessary moves and transactions to fill in, like a DeCoven Ware, who's elite on that defensive line, Coach?
Right. Well, we had a couple guys that was, you know, already on the injury list that are coming back. You know, like a Marte Sears, who's played the last couple of years. He'll be back with us, so he'll be a huge piece.
Awesome.
Yeah, he'll be a huge piece to add.
Well, I can't wait to see them, Coach, coming up here. What do you know about Beaumont? Have you been able to look up any film on them? And I know they're undefeated, number 1 in our conference. Outside of that, do you know anything about them? You looking forward to?
Just looking at them, they are a very talented team. I mean, tons of athletes at every position. Their quarterback is a very mobile guy, so we're gonna have to do a good job of not letting him beat us with his feet. Like you say, the defensive guys, not as big, but they are fast and quick. So it's going to be a good matchup for us.
We're here at the Varsity. Again, thank you to the Varsity for allowing us to be here every single Wednesday. They got awesome food here. This is also the post-game party where it happens every single time we win or lose, but we're going to be winning every time at home. That I promise you that. Coach is going to get us back on the right track. But, Coach, schematically, is there any things that you may make changes? I know you talked about open up the quarterback battle, but is there anything on the offense and defensive side that y'all are going to try to change up here the latter part of the season, or are you just trying to share up things that you already are good at?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say change, but just be more efficient on offense and be more disciplined on defense. Like I said, I don't want to get into too deep.
No, I understand
what we need to do, but that's the basis of it. Just details on on defense, and being more efficient on offense.
What is the game plan now moving forward with practice? I know you got practice tonight, but how many more times will you get to get the guys before next Friday?
Well, we'll practice today and tomorrow just for this week, and then we'll practice every day next week.
Awesome.
To make sure we're ready to go for military night next Friday.
I do want to kind of, for everyone listening out there, understand that this is not the guy's full-time job. So they're asking, like, why are you just not practicing with them when you played, a week and a half ago? But that's kind of how it works, Coach, because you only get to pick and choose your battle with these guys. So kind of explain that. That's how it is for pretty much the whole year, especially if you got a big gap between games.
Right, and a lot of these guys don't live here.
Right.
So a lot of these guys, they have the opportunity on bye weeks to kind of go home, see their families. So they take the time to do that, and also get their bodies back healthy, continue to work out, and come back rejuvenated, ready to go.
Yep. Well, Coach, we're excited about it coming up. It's military night.
Indeed.
This is the cry to the community.
Oh, yeah.
On what this means, what this night means. You played in many military nights,
yes.
and you know how big of a crowd it is. Last year was epic, like Richard talked about it. Got put on SportsCenter. Talk to the community. Why didn't you come out next Friday?
I mean, even as a player, this was always my favorite game of the year. Every year, as soon as we saw the calendar or the schedule, I wanted to know what game military night was. So this is a huge one to make. We had a great turnout, I feel like, last time, and I'm looking for an even bigger turnout this next week.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Coach. We cannot wait. That is next Friday night. Columbus Lions. You know where to get tickets. And trust me, I'll have information. I'll get Nathan Flurry on my show. You're going to know about parking. You will not have to pay for the Columbus Lions, and we can't wait till that Beaumont game. It's going to be a big one.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
And Coach, we get back on the win column. We're back in first place.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly where we want to be. It's Inside the Den here at the Varsity. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.